So your food shit ain't an
Oh,
issue. That ain't an issue.
I kind of already talked myself into it. Like there was a point where I was told like because I had to argue for house arrest so much during my case, right? But then like because there was a judge that like wouldn't because in the county where I'm at, I guess how it is that you have to apply for it, right? Like how I did, and one of the judges was saying that um and the prosecutors they were saying that I can't even apply for it, you know, and then I think I heard at one point you can always apply for it, you know, so that's crazy.
What,
Um,
apply for house arrest?
House arrest, yeah, in lieu of a jail sentence. So
I got a
you
question.
know, yeah,
When did you catch this? When did you get pulled over?
it, it was like 2020 or 2021, something like that.
And you just now? What is this house arrest you're on? Like, what is that?
Uh, but right now it's nothing. I'm waiting on a letter. I'm waiting on a letter to find out if I'll be granted house arrest. Right now it's like
So
uh,
you're not on
what?
nothing.
Yeah, the case is over. So basically, like, say if like house arrest wasn't in the air, then then what I would be looking at is nothing else than a day to turn myself in to serve my sentence.
From something for 2020?
Um, they filed it in like 2021 or 2022, and then like with the continuations and stuff, it turns out to be you know where we
Are
are
you
now.
cooperating over a DUI?
I mean, what's there's I don't think your question would be appropriate, but like yeah, because I like there's like it's not um like like I was messing things up, so it took this long. It wasn't something like
So
that.
you said the question was appropriate, but yeah, so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
you
that's
you're
what I
not
meant
trying
by
to
it.
go in at all. You're not trying to go
No,
in at
no,
all for no days.
because I'll be doing house arrest. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not trying to go in. Yeah, you done said enough. I get it.
Yeah. But house arrest is house arrest. It's not
No,
like
I
I'm
got
just
you.
getting
I
away.
got you, but you ain't locked
Yeah,
up
yeah.
though. You ain't locked up.
Yes, yes, that is the case. That
Yeah,
is the
but you gave
case.
them something. Saying you go give them something, and that's a nice
Yeah.
ass neighborhood too. I'm telling you, the motherfucker you give up, they want that bitch.
Give you guys
You're a
a
bad
shot
man.
to the house. Uh, yeah, my house is going to be like the next house up.
I hear police siren. That bitch ain't too nice.
Man, I live right like 1 block away from a fire station, but besides the firefighters, I guess because in the back over there behind the houses, it's the main street. So I guess we're going to hear something.
Oh, so you can. Oh, okay. So, you can get something across the street, but yeah, I got you. I got you.
Man, well, you know what, Robert? I really hope that everything turn out good for you.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sure it's the case with everybody. Like like especially people that had a better head on their shoulders. Like man, like I could have completely avoided that. But
Right.
Yeah.
ultimately, like I went one way instead of the other.
So why you
That's what.
won't just take your if you are admitting to that, why don't you just take your mess up and take the punishment with it? It ain't like you getting 10, 15 years or some shit. Why
I
you
mean,
why
Well,
he
you
I'm
just
got
not.
gonna take it?
no. He did exactly he was
It's a
supposed to do. He
process.
got him a
It's a
lawyer, and he's
process.
letting his lawyer deal with it. However, but whatever consequence comes forward, he's gonna accept it. But get you a lawyer
Yeah.
always.
It just hasn't happened yet. Like I said, like I'm going to be getting a letter that'll tell me straight up if I'm going to get house arrest or not. If I don't, then I do the time, and I do the time. It's just like, oh, like I mean, what else? Like, you know, is
Yeah,
it is
I'm
it
with
that
you. I hope you get house arrest, Robert.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope you get house arrest.
Uh,
Yeah, nah, I wish you the best
uh,
because I know how that shit go, and I really, I hope this is a learning experience
Man,
too.
you and Diddy both can't get house arrest, man. That ain't gonna make no sense. How you and Diddy both gonna get house arrest? You and P Diddy both
Here
can't
come
get house
Cal. Here come Cal throwing a wrench in
hey,
your plan, Robert. Here
hey,
come.
hey, Cap, you're going to put two of our pictures, and then you're going to have one of us looking at each other like this, like
Yeah,
this.
I'm be like Diddy FBI house arrest. Robert, two DUIs house arrest. Something ain't right.
Uh,
That's why I told you that shit. That's why I told you, Cap. One thing I don't understand is how you can like prostitution and being a pimp is something so just a slap on the wrist. Like that just blows my mind.
Because then you say the judges and all that do that shit too.
I
So of
know,
course
but
they
that's
gonna
my
be
point.
lenient,
Like that's my point though.
right?
I hate that because y'all are all freaks can get off.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad, but shit. Yeah,
What is that telling other people? Yeah, I can pimp women and get 30 days in jail. Like,
yeah. I
wow.
can rate. I can have this young little girl and all that, and then still get off. Yeah, that's exactly what they're telling them.
That's horrible. And that's why kid trafficking has gone up tremendously. Freaking sickos. I hope man,
It's
I don't
sad, and then I don't even think we can fix it because the people they'll hire in there is that me screen?
Huh?
Nah, but the people they hire in there are people just like them. So I don't think we can get rid of it, bro. I really
That's
don't.
why I said I hope God sends us a president that shuts all that shit down.
No, check this out, twin. Check this out, twin. I know you don't. Yeah, you believe in God. I think you said you were a Christian, but I'm not sure. But
I'm
you know,
definitely, yep, I believe in Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
but you know, he said everybody is not going to make it, right? It's only going to be a select few. And
Yep,
then as the world crashes, it's going to be, I'm using my words, it's going to be like a whole bunch of victims.
yep.
And it's all because they didn't believe in the word. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying?
going to hell.
So as long the only way to solve it is to keep yourself safe and keep the
Yep,
people around you believing in what you believe in. That's the only way. Cause the
yep,
world is gonna crash. The world has already became demonized. We already know this, and it's getting worse and worse. They're promoting violence more than they're promoting peace. They're promoting the same sex more than procreating. You know what I'm saying? Like they killing it off.
yeah.
So it's only gonna be a certain amount of people that survives it, and you just got to deal with it. That's basically what it is, to be honest. Like the word has already been presented to us, and now it's in our face. Now you just have to keep your faith. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't finna get too serious into it, but that's basically what it is.
No, that's true.
That's basically what it is.
I hope they all. I
That's the
hope
reason I
they
don't
all.
argue with it. I don't go against it because the majority of the world and the majority of the people watching are a part of that. You know what I'm saying? They may fall by the wayside. It's just I'm not finna fall with you. You can say I'm an outcast, nah. I'm not finna fall with you. Cause just like what y'all said, everybody finna have to bow their knees. And you finna have to take an account for everything you did in your life. So
That's true. I
shit.
hope they. I hope every single one of them burn in hell.
You say that again?
I said I hope they all burn in hell.
Oh yeah, them. I thought you said you hope we all burn in hell.
No,
I'm
I
like,
said I
what?
hope all of them burn in hell.
They are, they are, they are. But you just have to keep your faith. You can't lose your faith into the world, cause the world is demonized. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep your faith with what you see on the media, on all these apps and all that shit. You already say it's about confusion. It's about same sex. It's about that's what it's about. And we all know we grew up to where that isn't right, nigga. A man and a woman supposed to produce a woman. I mean, a baby. You're not supposed to have the same sex and get whatever to bring a baby just to have them like you. That is not natural.
Yeah,
But that's what they're
Yeah.
promoting. So
they
Well,
out here
you just
wilding.
gotta stand. You just gotta keep your faith, man.
Yeah, they
yeah.
out here wilding.
But I ain't trying to get political because I mean not political, spiritual. But that's just my stance on that. Everybody, so it's gonna be a lot of people fall by the wayside, and the people that they say is crazy are whatever don't agree with that are the ones that's gonna be you're the head of the tail, and then the tail is gonna be the head. Right now, you get scrutinized and all that. You're the tail, but once God come back, you gonna be the head. That's how that shit works. If
Nah,
you
that's
believe
true.
in it, that's how that shit works.
That's true. Everybody's scared to admit that they believe in God these days, but I understand.
Exactly, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
Nah, that shit is crazy, man.
Yeah. But come on, we ain't trying to get spiritual. Robert, why you got quiet, cuz? Talk about them
Uh,
21 days, man.
I had to use both my hands, but oh man. Hey, but what about yeah, you know, um, what about crime though? You know, like why commit crime?
What you mean, what about crime? Like what do you mean?
Like you know how you were talking about like it's like I think like for some people, they draw a line for themselves, like how you were talking about, heterosexuals and homosexuals. I think that people draw all sorts of lines. You know.
Cause it's about what makes we're living in a society right now where it's about how you feel, not about what's morally right and wrong. It's just I know it's wrong, but it makes me feel good, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have a whole bunch of people behind you that's saying, yeah, man, it's okay, man. Don't worry about what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? You're good over here.
Shit.
No, I'm saying with the homosexual and all that shit like that, it's a lot of people don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about it, man. If you this way, be this way. But you know that's not naturally right. So therefore they're fighting that naturally right uh temptation or whatever. You know what I mean? Cause you know you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if all you see is this, like you get conflicted. So when they say draw a line, what do you mean draw a line? Like they have a
Because
line. What do you mean they have a like?
yeah. No, I don't know. I guess that's what I put together, but
No, I got you.
no,
I got you.
no. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, there's so many things like that, like,
It's so much
with
confusion in the world, Robert. It's
yeah.
like you
Yeah.
don't know which way to go unless you were if you it, all right, check this out. If you had a rough upbringing and you never and then if you did go to Christianity church and you was once a Christian, but you seen all this in a Christian church, I can understand it's a whole bunch of confusion there. So you don't know which way to go. So you rather say I don't believe in nothing. which that is totally understandable. So in order for you, but you do have some belief into Christianity, to where I'm talking about you now, Robert. You have some belief into Christianity to where you believe some of that stuff is right. So you can't be stuck on. They say, "Oh, you supposed to do this, do that," but you seen the people telling you that do wrong. You can't let that crowd your judgment. You gotta
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's a moral thing.
yeah.
Like if you feel something isn't right, like it's a moral thing. Like for real.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point that you kind of brought up in the end, because it's like, you know, for me personally, like it's ultimately about what I'm going to go with, because like with capital punishment, right? It's like there's people that believe that other people shouldn't kill other people, but here we are as a people collectively, sentencing people to death, but
Right.
it's like,
Right.
so like, but when the time comes, because the system's not going anywhere, if I was on the jury, what am I going to do,
See, I got a question for you, Robert.
or
When
or or if I'm not even on a jury, like, how am I going to feel about it? What am I going to, how am I going to vote about it if things like that arise?
I get it, but Robert, all those things are we're programmed to think they're important. It's all man-made. We're programmed to think the judge sentences you. We're programmed to think that we have to follow these guidelines to live. We're programmed that, right? We're programmed that. But spiritually, it's like if you make a mistake, you have to deal with your consequences. You can't let like a law say, okay, this crime, like just with the sex trafficking and all that shit like that, right? The law says it only gives you such and such years, right? But if you sell a little bag of coke, you get caught with a little bag of coke, the law says it can give you a whole bunch of time. That's the law. That's the law. But spiritually, you're not supposed to be doing this to this little girl or whatever, whoop the whoop and all that. But you think about the consequences of the law, and you still do it just because you know you can get back off, right? Maybe I don't went too deep into it. Never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. Never mind. I don't want to look too deep. A little
I feel
different.
I fell off the stage for a moment, but yeah,
Say that one more time.
I fell off the stage for a little bit, so I
Yeah,
kind of
don't worry
missed
about
out
it.
on
Twin,
some
change the
on
subject, man. Twin, jump in. This your
yeah.
time, man.
Oh,
On anything. It ain't got to be what we were talking about. Change the subject.
oh, I don't know. This world's just gross. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Cause Robert, I can go deep. I can go deep and lose myself. So that's the reason I had to
Yeah,
stop.
no, for sure, for sure. I know how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that we kind of, you know, we talked about, the last thing we did, um, and got out of that one, because that one,
Yeah. Kind of hit home a little bit.
it can, it, well, it can keep going, but that's what I was saying, it's ultimately up to me, or what people, decide to stick with, like they gotta make a decision, they kind of have to have something in mind,
Right.
or
You
yeah.
you should know I shouldn't do this, but you know,
Oh, I didn't hear that last one about a little girl though. That's where I fell off the stage. Like something
Well, I
before
was just
that.
making an example. It wasn't about shit. I was just making like trying to make an example. Like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
give an
yeah.
example. Give an example.
I actually have to make a make a phone call. It was cool.
Phone call.
Putting
You
on.
always you gotta make a phone call now. Who you about to
Yeah.
call your PO?
No, I need. I need
Nigga about
a.
to
I
PO? These
man,
niggas got
my.
this PO. Come on now, Robert. Robert trying to find out what's going on. And Robert said, I might need to make a phone call. Hold up.
He like,
Hey,
he like, boy,
he
I
got
just learned some new information, bitch. I need to
Hey,
make a
hey,
phone
these
call.
people on YouTube. I've been talking with these people on YouTube, and you know what? I'm just going to be gone. Bye.
hey, is you setting me up or what? I ain't never heard a nigga have to wait for a letter in the mail. That nigga told me you
Oh
gotta wait.
man, and yeah, you want to see the you want to see a letter about that letter? I'll show you that letter
Hell
about
yeah,
that
I want
letter.
to see
Oh,
the letter
see,
about
hey,
that.
look, he said he got paperwork. He not like
Hey,
you
for
niggas. He
real.
got paperwork.
Hey, tell him, Robert, you got paperwork. Even Robert got his paperwork. God damn, Doug. Even Robert got his paperwork. Robert said, I got my paperwork, black and white.
Nigga, you
You
want
want
to see a letter for the letter?
Man,
Bitch, I got it.
man,
paperwork?
hey, Cap, even what Candy found on the internet, and you know how Candy had it in for me, like
Nah,
and
Cal had it in for you.
He said
Candy,
candy.
Candy, Candy.
Uh,
Um,
He
but
said,
like even Jay like caught what Candy was what Candy was getting into, but it's like that's that's the sentence in California. It's like there's people have to take that class. There's the minimum, and that's how it is.
that's fucked up. That's a slap on the wrist. When people lose their life,
hey,
you
look
wonder
at him
why money.
smiling.
That's a slap
Hey,
on
we
the
seen
wrist.
that smirk. We seen that smirk. Come on, cuz.
Cat wants me to do all sorts of time like his partners that I'm just joking. Uh,
Hey, why did
yeah.
she call you Mexican though?
Man, I think she just might have got into her own personal thing. I don't blame her for it. I'm over it. And then hey, but like I did twist it around. Like you're calling me a Mexican now. I'm not a Mexican, which I'm not, right? But like like I don't like if someone's really being a racist, like all right, and even with the racist, like I only have so much a problem, you know what I mean? That's the type of person I am. But like but then there's the other scenario where like that's just how people like kind of identify the other person, like so if I'm Asian and then somebody like kind of like I don't know gets around to trying to describe something like that I'm a part of or like my culture. I don't know if DUIs are part of anybody's culture, but like oh you guys bow or something like that. Like okay, like
So she basically said your DUI came because Mexicans drink and drive. That's basically what she's saying.
She not lying though. Like he
But
not
he's not
Mexican though.
Mexican
No,
though.
I know he not Mexican, but yeah. Wait,
So he's
Robert, let me
saying
ask you a question. Do you do
she
you
was
say
being
the word?
judgmental.
Do you Robert? Do you say the word nigga?
What?
uh
Twink.
no I don't
Why
um
why don't you say it? Like everyone says it, so why don't you say it?
because like it's so uh like what if I don't use it right for some reason? Like just trying to be cool can go wrong, like if it was just a matter of being cool, like maybe I wasn't being cool right, like I don't need to use it really, you know.
So that's not
I
just
don't
in
know.
your vocabulary to
That's
say.
real. I like that answer, Robert. I
Yeah.
like that answer.
Twin, do you believe him?
Yeah, no, it was because me, Cap, and Ted had a conversation
You
about this the other
capping
day.
who? You capping
Me,
who?
Cap, and Ted had a conversation about people non-black using nigga, and me and Ted was saying we don't like it, and then Cap was like, well, Mexicans are they what did he say? They have black African roots, so
They got black descendants.
yeah, descendant, yeah. So I was just
They came
asking
from
from
black.
another racist perspective, because I'm pretty sure, like, not trying to assume, but I'm
Oh, there's
assuming
black
Asian descent,
Filipinos too.
Robert.
Well, let's get it straight right now. There's black Filipinos, black Asians. They got a whole black culture too, where they got black
Yeah,
nigga hair and everything. It's the
but
same
that's
thing
why
that
I wanted to ask someone that's not black, white, or Mexican. Because Robert, I'm assuming you're Asian, correct, or Asian descent.
Yeah, I'm Asian.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to see someone outside of those three races. Like, how do they feel about the word?
it's black
Yeah,
people over
I
there.
don't, you
So,
know.
but I believe him too, twin, because it doesn't act like he ain't hesitate on none of that. It just
Yeah, no, I
doesn't look
believe him.
like
Like he said,
he
he don't really have he don't have a reason to say it. That's why I said
yeah,
I believe that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So have
it's
you
black
been?
people
Are
over
you
there too.
like? Are you an American? Like, how do I put this? I know you're an American, but like, are you still in touch with your cultural roots? Like, have you been to your? I don't know what it's. I mean, I'm black, so I would say the motherland. So I don't know what y'all would call it. Like, I don't want to say your home because I don't know if you're actually from there, but like your original country.
Yeah, so I was born there, but I came here real young, and I've gone back at least 2 times that I remember, um, very clearly.
Are there
Uh,
black people there in your country?
I believe they are. I don't remember seeing them when I was
When
so
we
young
all
when I
live
went
in
back.
the world, twin, there's black people in every country.
Yeah,
Well, I
Can't
just
go
know I
we
was gonna
nowhere.
ask him if there were black people. I was gonna ask them like, do they speak Chinese? Like, are they American black people? Like, I was,
No, they
yeah,
speak their language. They speak their
yeah.
language. They speak exactly what they speak. The only difference is they look just like us. They look just
oh,
like. Go ahead,
cause
talk.
shit,
Go ahead.
I was about to say, I don't know. I ain't never been over there.
What'd you say, Kimmy?
No, I was gonna say, like, for example, Madagascar. Remember we was watching it? Some of those people, it's in Africa, so those people are African, but then the other half side of Madagascar, those people look Asian, right? So then you're trying to figure out, like, how did these people get over here? Where they from? What are they? But they're African. And then remember the language was like mixed up of a bunch of different. They kind of created their own dialect. It has a bunch of different, I guess, it's mixed because they're speaking both languages. But it's real
So
interesting. But yeah, black people is like, they everywhere.
wait, so Kimmy, let me ask you this: if they move there and they speak their own dialect, although they are Madagascarian and whatever it's called, yes, they're that by birth, but like culturally wise, are they like what is that? Because it's like you're here with us and you're one of us because you're birthed here, but you don't speak or even adopt our culture. Like you have your own little thing.
Well, see, I think what we think about like these types of what we think about the world is not really what it is. Like everybody we think of it like kind of primitively, like people were just like in sections and then kind of migrated together. So people since the beginning of time have been mixing and moving around. So that's why you can see black people that look Asian or Asian people that look black. So we try to separate everything, by, oh, that's a black person or that's an African person and that's a Madagascar. So they're kind of like when you look at them, they've got afros. They're black, but they've got Asian features.
So Kimmy, I got a question. So in other countries, if they grew up there, they wouldn't categorize them as black or something. How we do it in America.
No, me and Kat be watching all the time. We always watching like people travel and go to other countries. And a lot of Americans have said when you're in other countries, they don't ask you. We say African American here like it ain't no thing. But we watch Black people go to other countries and say that, and they're confused. They're like, "What do you mean African?" Because they just look at us as American, because
So they
African
don't categorize it.
you know what I'm saying? You know that you're from Ghana when you come to Europe, because you know what I'm saying? They know where they're coming from. We're the only ones walking around pronouncing that we're African American to each other. So when those people are talking to you, they're asking you, where are you from? You say African, they say Ghana, Nairobi. But what are you talking about, African? So where's your African family from? And we'd be like, I don't know. Somewhere down south. Down south where? In America? Like, so we don't really know. And we look at the rest of the world in those kind of capsules the same way. Like, okay, well, if this person moves here, they're this. But in all actuality, we have a lot of the same features. We have a lot of the intermingle of our colors. That's why melanin is so far spread. So like I get our conversation because we're trying to break it down into like what a person would be. But when we're looking at those people in other countries, that's why we're like, damn, there's Black people over here. Damn, these people look over here. We don't, it's not as, we make it more detailed, I think, because we have to,
Right.
every box. But like when you really start to look at the widespread and the diversity of the world, you like, damn, that's me, that's us. That's fucking everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, because I guess like I'm thinking like because I know there's a Chinese I don't know if they're cities or whatever they are, and they have a heavy population of Nigerians that migrated there years ago. So ethnically they're African, but birthright and culturally they're Chinese and they speak Chinese. So it's kind of like, and I guess maybe that's an American thing, because then it's like, so do you say like I'm Chinese even though everyone else, really the rest of the country around me, is a different color? Or do you specify like I'm Chinese but I'm ethnically African?
Well, they actually follow their roots of African,
they
because
exactly
they know who they are.
Like when we watch them go to Cuba, right? So we know the roots of Cuba, but it looks like they celebrate African, like African roots like crazy, from the music to the food to the dress,
the shops,
and they embrace that. And some of them even know where they came from in Africa, living in Cuba. So we kind of separate them to be like, oh, Hispanic.
We think just Cubans are. But like when we watched dude Ace go to Cuba, when he went to Cuba, he made it his duty to go, like everywhere he go, he make it his duty to find the African Americans in that country.
The African diaspora.
The African diaspora, right? So he goes to Cuba and he goes to the African community and he finds African Cubans. And these niggas have their own shops. They're dreading hair. They're braiding. They're corn rolling their hair. They
so
represent.
What would you classify them as?
Huh?
What would
you
you classify
them as? African Cubans.
Right.
African Cubans. They're Black mixed with Cubans.
Right. So like that. So Twin, that goes to what you're saying. They're Cuban because that's the land that they've been able. Because we got to remember, this was long time ago. Right. So they're Cubans off of the land that is what it's been named after, but they know their roots. So when they're saying they're Cubans, they're still traditionally who they are. They embrace that. We're the only ones that are detached. We really don't know unless we knew our grandparents, and maybe if you're fortunate, your great grandparents. And only they can tell you but so much. But these people, when they were able to keep, that's what they were able to do more than us, I would say, is keep the grace of their history.
I'm talking about, bro, in
so
Mexico.
When the guy that y'all watch that goes and finds these African rooted people, do they get treated fairly in these other countries? Like, are they discriminated against?
No, they get treated the same.
Well, it depends, because he has asked, like, and so going to Australia. See, now when you're asking about like people in other countries, they do discriminate against skin color. The lighter is always fair. So you can go to some places in China where they're not intermingling with the darker complected Chinese because of discrimination within their own. They always have that. That's never going to change, whether American or another place. But the existence of African or Black people, melanated people, is everywhere. But people in certain cultures will separate themselves because they will look at them as having, darker skin, and darker skin is never, for some reason, accepted in any culture.
Right, I get that 100%. Right.
Yeah.
So niggas just don't catch a break.
But they got their own community, so they mingle
Right, so
just
they-
like how we mingle with each other.
Yeah.
They mingle with each other, and they know we different.
But
They
at the same time,
know
it's
that nigga
still
So
the same culture.
basically separate but equal.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like they said, bro. Like it was crazy how I was watching a video of this nigga Ace in Mexico, and the African American Mexican people was literally celebrating Juneteenth. They was having their own parade. They was doing their own shit.
I
And
believe that.
these was Mexican people with African American hair, getting their hair braided with dreads, and they in Mexico got their own community in Mexico.
Right, he's on YouTube. He got every video, and he goes to a lot of places. He's gone to what, like Thailand, Bangkok.
He
got to find,
goes
like,
everywhere.
where
Nicaragua.
you least expect, because those are places that we don't think. So island culture, I mean island countries, you know, we all up and down there. But it's insane because he goes to the UK. He talks to those people on how, and they know how they've gotten there. They know their history. You know what I'm saying? They can. It's pretty deep.
Bro,
but it's
black
cool.
people is everywhere. Black people, because
What is this channel called?
Because we were part of the slave trade, and we were moved in so many different places and dropped off so many docks and traded and went to so many places and mingled and had sex
multiple times.
My nigga, we had sex with many different women's, and bro, we are the most mixed race in the world. Right. African American. We are the most diluted race in the world. Right. We are diluted with everybody.
Brazil ended up in America. Like they were slaves were.
Why you think they won't give us reparation?
Because they know don't know who the fuck anybody is.
Because if they gave us reparation, we have to give it to everybody.
Right.
Black people you got black. My little brother is black and Indian, so he would get reparations too. Like, but everybody would get reparations now. You got black and Dominicans, you got black and Mexicans, you got black and Cubans, black and Asians. Black is mixed with everything. White is not mixed with everything, but black is. You don't see too many white and Indian babies. White ain't mixed with everything. They make sure they keep their shit to themselves. But black is mixed with every fucking thing.
Right,
well,
you're
damn.
100% correct. That's the reason. Hey,
like,
listen,
black is everywhere. You said what?
They said no. I said you're right, but they also said nothing white, as far as natural, is natural. Meaning, how you see clovers. Clovers are white. You know what I'm saying, or whatever that fruit is called, or that vegetable is called, clover or whatever. Nothing in nature is made white. So it's man-made. That was just a little piggyback off what y'all are saying.
Yeah, theoretically. But
yeah,
what
theoretically,
I'm
nothing in nature is white, bro. Nothing in
all
nature
I'm
is
saying
pure
is
white.
that if you pay attention, we everywhere, dog. Hold on real quick. Hold it down.
Twin, do you eat clover flower? Is that the word for it? Clover flower?
No.
Yeah. But is that the right word? Clover?
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Clover flower? Clover?
I said, nah, I ain't never heard of that.
Robert, you ain't never ate clover flower? Clover?
Cauliflower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
cauliflower.
Oh, it's called cauliflower? Yeah, I might have said it wrong. I said clover flower. Yeah, I definitely said that bitch wrong. Cauliflower.
Oh, yeah, I do sometimes.
Okay. But you know that's not natural. That's not natural. Because nothing in nature is naturally white.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I just found out oranges aren't natural.
Me too. I just found that out too. And they said orange is supposed to be the one that hydrate you. But that's a hybrid. Orange is a hybrid. It's mixed with something like another plant.
Yeah, that's why
hybrid.
That's why I don't eat lemons no more. I only do limes.
Right. But how will we know that though? After all our time, we know you're supposed to eat oranges. Like it's citrus. You know what I mean? Like that's supposed to be some type of vitamin for us.
I think it's vitamin C.
But that's what it taught us but it's not natural. So how does that work?
They make it like man-made.
But they're saying it's good for us, but it's not naturally made though.
I mean, you can make something and it have vitamins in it.
Can you man make something without a chemical?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, because if it's a chemical in it, it has some type of default in it. You're not supposed to be consuming it, in my opinion.
No, that's a good question. I don't know how it works. That's why I just stopped eating it. Because I'm not sure. I really don't know
Hey,
what's going
Cap, are
on.
you here?
They also
I'm
say them
sorry.
big bananas, them big bananas aren't natural bananas either. You know the bananas that we eat? Like when you go to the store, you get them bananas. They
Oh
say
yeah.
those aren't natural either.
Honestly, I honestly believe it. I believe if you don't get it from the ground itself, I don't trust it.
I got a question for you, twin. If the world shut down, right? Like far as no internet, no connection to nothing, you have to live off what you have or where you're at. How long could you survive? This is it. I'm gonna ask you that question. I'm gonna ask Robert that question. I'm gonna ask you that question.
I probably wouldn't last long, maybe a couple weeks, because all I have is fresh fruits and vegetables. They don't last long.
All right, Robert,
Yeah.
can you answer that question? How long could you, if the economy just crashed, you can't get in no stores, you can't get in nothing. Can you survive off what you have right now? Are your family resources like can you survive? How long would you survive?
If we can't go to the store,
No, if you can't get to a store, right? The economy crashed. The economy crashed. You can't get in no store. It's all locked up. People going to loot and all that stuff like that. How long
yeah,
can you survive?
man, it might be like 2 months considering what we have in the house.
All right, so check this out. So with y'all two answers, can you say everybody is dependent on the government right now? Not financially, as far as getting food stamps or getting all that shit, but saying you can't
Hell
survive
yeah.
without the government right
That's
now.
where we get all our food.
Of course.
Right, we're depending on the government because we're not growing our own food. We're not
Yeah, if
like
we
when you
live in the city,
Hold
we're
on,
fucked.
say what?
right like when you want a sandwich, you're not baking the bread so that you can use it. You go buy you a loaf. You know what I'm saying? So we're dependent for this to be kicked in so that we can go buy it and eat.
The
Yeah, that's
comments
why I
is back
said
first.
I could only last two maybe 2.5 weeks because all I
But
have
do
is
you
fresh
but
fruits
do
and
you do
vegetables.
you not need to think about that though? The
No,
way
Yeah.
the way the government's going, do you might not need to think about that though?
You better
no.
learn how to motherfucking grow some food.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
You
saying
better
that
learn how to crop.
that's the point I'm trying to hit at. Like if everything
That's with
stopped,
anything though. If anything happened and something start happening, we go out electricity or something, you better learn how to grow because at the end of the day, all you have is natural light and natural air. So if you don't
but
know how to grow, then you fucked.
right. So
But
that's
if
why it's
you were smart, you
important
would
to
also
have
be
land, right?
smart. If you were smart, you would also be stacking up on your seeds though. See, a lot of white people, they smart. They go online and they stack up on hundreds of packs of tomato seeds, cucumber seeds. So because once you got the shit to start the growth, you could always keep it going.
That's the reason they have land also, Cap. They
Like
have
like you
land too.
niggas, you niggas really got them packets of seed that they used to sell on the infomercials when they say, "Come get your pack of seeds for 20 cents, and this will grow your tomatoes. Get this pack of
Yeah,
seeds."
I'm about to say I only got 10 packs. That's
Exactly.
it.
You should be having a whole bunch of different ones. Different ones, whether it's vegetables, cucumbers, carrots, them seeds, them shit's gonna come in handy one day. Because one day you might have to throw them shits in some soil.
Yeah.
So basically,
my grandmother paying number 10 cents. My grandmother had boxes of them shit.
She would just randomly grow them as she fell.
And she had a little garden on the side of the house where she grew her green tomatoes, and she had just a little side garden. She grew green tomatoes, and she grew cabbage. You know what I'm saying? Little shit. But she had a box full of seeds, and I never knew when I was young why she got all these fucking seeds. Now I know, because you never know if some shit go down. What you got a motherfucking
exactly. How many? I got a question for all three of y'all on the panel. How many candles do y'all have in y'all house?
Like
shit,
8.
No, we got some, but we need.
Is it enough? Is it enough to sustain you for a minute?
But you shouldn't even need candles if you smart. You supposed to have them what's the name lights?
No,
what the fuck is them called?
That's what he's saying. Say you can't use
generators. No, not that. I'm talking about them lights off of sunlight.
Them UV lights. I don't know if that's the right word.
Solar.
But solar. Yeah, solar lights.
I mean, my next door neighbor makes candles for a living, so I think I'll be all right for a little minute.
But you have to do like that.
And you really don't need candles, my nigga, because in the old days when it got dark, niggas went to sleep.
Facts.
That's how they did the old days. They went to sleep. We only run streets and worry about nights. In other countries, like in India, the lights is only on half of the motherfucking day. At nighttime, they turn electricity off in India. Right, you know why? Because your ass need to be asleep. So if we went without no electricity, we had no electricity, guess what? You're gonna be good because there's no light. Your ass need to be asleep during the day. It's time to get up, go to work. So as soon as breaking dawn from 6 o'clock in the morning, you should be up doing anything you need to be doing. By the time it's nighttime, you supposed to be going to sleep.
Well, that's during COVID. Everybody was supposed to be off the street. Businesses were closed, and if you were out past a certain time, and people, broke those rules. But if it was strict, there would be nobody roaming the streets. Everybody out there to patrol, you'd be in the house.
Nighttime, you be sleep. What you up for at night? It's pitch dark. Ain't no electricity. Ain't nothing. Niggas need a candle. Nah, you really just survive if they put you back into it.
Economy wise,
niggas just wouldn't know how to survive.
Hey, Cap. I got a question for you, Cap. I got a question for you. You and Kimmy. Cap, you and Kimmy. How many flashlights you have?
I don't have any.
We got one.
See, and then here go my other question. Here go my other question. How many batteries do you have?
You see what? It's not like you're gonna need candles. You're gonna need oil. If you don't have a candle, you're gonna need an oil burner.
I think,
but because that's not.
I'm just asking a random question that possibly.
I think that brings attention to your camp.
Now you're creating something else. But people have always used something to illuminate the room. Whether it was a candle, if they had the oil burner.
Absolutely right.
I'm not saying you're
absolutely right.
You're right. I'm just saying I think personally that if you ever had something go on and the lights went off, I wouldn't be trying to light up my house because nigga, I'm coming for the house that got lights. And if I'm in the street and it's all water be sitting, I see a nigga got something like everybody ain't gonna have that wax.
Right. So
when I see that,
to the real discussion,
when I see that nigga with the lights,
but then now that takes you to the real discussion because now that life has changed, are you prepared for someone to come to your door? And because now everybody is fair game. There's no fucking 911 phones. So do you have enough ammo and guns to protect your home?
Put them lights on. I'm coming.
Right, because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that are unarmed. They're not prepared for all again.
First thing I'm gonna be thinking is if he got lights, what else he got?
Exactly. So just like you're thinking about that, you would have to be able to protect your home against people that are thinking like that. It becomes a real bad situation. You got people looting and we still got fucking lights on. They do time for a riot because of ICE and they're taking shit in. It doesn't take anything for people to riot. You let electricity go out for a long time. People are gonna really lose their mind.
Mm-hmm. Gino, what up? What it do, Gino? Come fuck with us, Gino. What's going on? Come fuck with us, Gino. We on YouTube.
Hey, Cap, get another flashlight, cuz. Get a couple more flashlights.
Oh shit! Hold up, we got paperwork. We got paperwork. Turn
Shit
it
is
around.
upside down.
Damn.
That's
Is that
crazy.
Robert's paperwork?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that Robert?
They got
17,
it. They got this
Robert, I
stuff
like you.
backwards.
I like you, Robert.
45 days. It say you supposed to do 45 days in jail. 45 days. Well, John, when you get 21.
That's the day I got sentenced. That's the day I turn myself in if I don't get house arrest.
Okay, yeah. So they trying to give you 45 days. You talking about 21.
Oh, you're saying you have 21 days till you turn yourself in.
No. But the 45 with good behavior is 22, 23 days, Cap. That's why.
You don't get good behavior for DUI?
Yeah, dude.
You ain't getting no good behavior. When you think you about to go in there and get good behavior for DUI and get a 2-for-1? This nigga think he about to go in there and get a 2-for-1. You ain't going in there and get no 2-for-1 on no DUI.
Hey,
You about to do a whole 45, nigga.
Hey, you refresh. Hey, you frustrate my dog Robert. Robert, what
Yeah,
he's saying
you really,
is,
bro, you got to talk to your lawyer, man. You thought you were going there and doing 2-for-1 on DUI.
I can't do 23 days, Cap. I gotta do 45.
Hell no, you can't get no
I mean,
2-for-1.
honestly, a month and a half, not bad. You'll be out before Halloween.
Oh man.
what he's saying, he ain't trying to do 21. He dropped it down to 21. It ain't 45 days. It's 21.
He said, I'm going to go in there and be a trustee. Hell no, nigga. Them niggas not letting you do that.
Robert, you better, Robert, go in that bitch and start telling on everybody.
I'm with you, Robert. I got you, Robert. Hey, you made that shit work, Robert. Now you got 21 days, nigga, hoping for house arrest. I'm with you, Robert.
Bro, I'm thinking that he was ordered 21 days. This nigga in there calculating his own numbers.
They told me that there's halftime. They told me that there's halftime.
This nigga in here talking about, okay, if I do 2 nigga, that paper say 45, nigga. 45, nigga. You gotta go do your 45. They already giving you a deal on 45, nigga. Now you trying to get 21. Now you trying to get a 2-for-1.
Robert, you say you calculate your own days, nigga.
Man, I want to be good in there, Cap. I want to get
Robert, don't go in there thinking like that. You're gonna be mad as hell on the 21st day when they don't let you out and they don't call your name.
Oh man.
He gonna be cold as hell. He gonna be mad as hell when they don't call that nigga to write down.
Robert, how you got 21 days? Paperwork say 45. How you got 21? Where did 21 come from?
He thought he was
that's why I was saying 22, 23 because half of 45 is like 22 and a half.
Yeah,
where you get saying half at?
Because he's saying that they said he could get halftime for good behavior. The jail.
He thought he was gonna get the 2-for-1. You know how you go to jail, become a trustee, you get 2-for-1.
He ain't going to jail though.
But in California, you don't have to be a trustee to get 2-for-1. You just get 2-for-1 off the bat.
Yeah, but you don't qualify that with your second DUI. You gotta qualify for shit like that.
No, but I'm getting it. I do qualify.
Who told you that?
The only time that people don't get 2-for-1, the only time people don't get 2-for-1 in California is when the crime is violent, and then even in that case, they only do 85%.
All right, so we see 45 days, and you say you go do half of that because of what? Good behavior.
He don't behave.
Good behavior of what?
Hey, but look. On the paper, do it say mandatory 41, or do it say you can qualify for the act? Because if that paper say you have to do the whole 41, then you fucked. You might not even. That might be part of your plea deal that you have to do a whole 41.
They didn't put that in the paperwork, but I mean they were saying it over and over in court. I guess they just don't put that part in the paperwork over here.
So basically, the prosecution not really trying to push for the mandatory. They just want you to get. They just saying it's 45.
No, that is the mandatory. And you know, if I gave like my view or opinion on it, I think that it's real nice. I mean, Like
Yeah.
half of 45, like 22 and a half compared to 45. That's like a way difference. It's like, why do you sentence people to 45 days when they're only going to do 22 and a half days? Why don't you just say 22 and a half days in the beginning? Why even bother?
Because some people don't know how to behave themselves.
Yeah, that's why, you
But
know,
the
so
thing
it's like,
is, twin. But the thing is, fuck the 45 days that he showed us. He's trying to be on house arrest. So that's a whole nother step.
Yeah, he don't
How
even
that
want to
work?
do jail time. This
I
nigga
How that
mean,
work?
I mean, he gonna do 45 regardless, whether it's in jail or it's on house arrest.
correct.
Hey, you know,
Half,
hey,
half.
you know, if you on house arrest, you ain't gonna get no 2-for-1, nigga.
I'm getting the 2-for-1 if I get house arrest. That's the whole thing.
What the fuck out of here?
Yeah, because Cap, they gonna put that ankle monitor on him that detects
Hey, Cap,
alcohol
But
and all of
but
that.
bro, I know, but what I'm
Cap.
saying is he ain't getting no 2-for-1. It's
No,
staying
that,
that couch, nigga.
hey,
You
Cap,
wasn't
that's been the whole thing, kind of like the whole time. That's why I was just saying earlier, like one of the judges wasn't even going to let me apply for house arrest. Like
hell
that's
no. Look, you need house
yeah,
arrest.
that was the whole thing.
21 days. You need 21 days. You ain't gonna sit down.
Twin. I mean, not twin. Cap.
You can't do 21 days, my nigga.
Well, Cap, they probably don't want to waste tax dollars for 21 days. Just sit your ass at the house.
Exactly. That's what
This
I
is-
said.
yeah.
They probably overcrowded, and then they like this.
We gotta make room for a nigga for 20 days. We gotta make room for him.
21 days. You should have told him to
That's
give you
still tax dollars every day, though, Cap.
You should have told him let you do that 21 days, that 41 days every on the weekends. Come in on the weekends. Saturday and Sunday.
Man, I was trying. Hey, Cap, I was trying to get community service. They wouldn't let
But
me.
Cap, you remember he did. This is his second one in a 10-year span. The 10 years
look.
hasn't been up yet.
You hear this nigga Twain say he was trying to get community service.
Man, I would have been pissed if you did. I ain't finna lie.
Hey, Cap, you can't hate him for it. You
Bro,
can't hate him for it.
Bro, he milking the system. He knows somebody up in that motherfucker. Your mom knows somebody, man. You can't fool me, nigga.
That nigga throwing through too many loopholes. He throwing
Nigga
too
knows
many loopholes in this bitch.
Nigga talking about I was trying to get this nigga was adamant. You were trying to get community service on your second DUI. You know somebody.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
it's
wild.
because like the first one I just ran it.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert. When a bitch say the second DUI, 21 days should be nowhere in the picture
Hell no.
for your second
You supposed to
DUI.
be doing 6
So
months.
therefore, it's something in there. It's something in there. Cause I had one DUI and that shit stuck with me for a minute. They down there like, come on, man.
But you didn't go to jail.
Come on, Robert. For your second DUI.
I was in there for 3 days, twin. I was in there for 2 years.
At least 6 months. 6 months in jail right now in your second DUI.
Nah, they only going. It depends on what's it called, aggravated circumstance. Like if he didn't injure nobody, if he didn't injure property, if he was just driving drunk and didn't hurt nobody, you get less time.
Guess what?
You're gonna have me bury my sentence and my paperwork like a bone, like a dog, because it's just gonna get all messed up.
Guess what though? You better not get hurt. You better not get another one, motherfucker.
Yeah. You can't afford another one.
Hey, Robert. The more your shit is in the face and the closer it is to your eyes, you start to look like a sneaky conniving motherfucker. The more I'm looking at your eyes, bro. Hey, the more I'm looking at your eyes, bro. Take that shit away from the camera. The more I'm looking at your eyes, you a sneaky motherfucker, bro.
Oh my gosh.
You a sneaky motherfucker, bro. The more I'm looking at your eyes, bro.
It's you know what, Robert? Don't even worry about it. If they send you to jail, I'm gonna be screaming free you on this fucking panel. I'll be like, free Robert right now. California, free Robert.
Me too. Hashtag free Robert.
Yeah.
He better call us from the jail. We want phone calls from the jail. The day before you turn yourself in, let me give you my number so we can do phone calls with Robert from jail.
Look at Robert's face. Robert's face is like, I'm not fucking going to jail, bitch. Look at his face. I'm not fucking going to jail.
If I go to jail, I'll call you and then I'll tell you how the sandwiches are. I'll be like, man.
Let us know for real.
Yeah, I want to know how your day I
I want to know what it's like up
there.
in there in the county, because they be these other people be making it sound like it's like a war in there. I want to know what it's really like.
Hey, if you go to jail, what county jail they gonna send you to?
Orange.
Orange County?
Yeah.
You going to the rich county jail. No wonder you got a slap on the wrist, nigga. Orange County. Nigga, you rich as shit.
Oh my god.
Hey, you couldn't see by his
It's
neighborhood.
crazy because I really was fighting. Like I was fighting for community service and all these lower sentences.
Robert, man, take that shit on the chin, man. Take that shit on the chin, Robert. Quit. Hey, he's trying to use every trick in his book to not go to jail, man.
And then at different points, I was going to take it to trial. You know, it's like, damn.
This nigga gonna take it.
Robert, stop that.
Only in Orange
This
County.
nigga here. Hey, he's laughing now.
I can tell, Robert, you're a gambler, aren't you? You gamble.
No. Well, it's crazy because that's how I was at. So for you guys to be on these levels, which I respect because I don't
need levels. Understanding what you're saying and picking apart what you're saying. That's what you mean by these levels.
Well, like with Cap, he's talking about Robert. You need to do 6 months in jail. I'm like, Cap really means that I need to be in there.
If I was the judge and you came before me for your second DUI, I would give you at least 6 months. You need to be taught a lesson.
Man.
You get 2 DUIs. You got 1 DUI. That wasn't enough. That didn't teach you a lesson. I smacked you on the wrist the first time. Let you go.
Hey, Cap.
Now you got the second time. You ain't supposed to be here second time. So now you want me to smack your wrist on the second time. What happens if the third time you kill somebody if you get a DUI? What happens if
Hey, before you answer, Robert, but check this out, Cap. That's why you got Robert on the game. He know how to work the system. You know what I'm saying? Low key, ain't too much. Whoop, jump in. Hey, we need niggas like this on here.
That's why Robert, you got to do like me, Robert. No more drinking. We not drinking no more. We quitting together.
Hey, if you beat this Robert,
for sure, Cap.
Robert,